that. Well, I guess it doesn't make a difference what I say to you. You still believe that I did. Now these are for my better half. I embroidered them myself. I can't bear tulips, but he wants them on everything. Oh, what little feet Bob has. What? And you should see what a splendid stride he has. You've never seen him in slippers. And when he's angry, he stamps like this. What? Damn those servants who can never learn how to make the coffee properly, and those idiots haven't trimmed the lamp properly, and then there are the droughts on the floor and his feet are cold. What? Those creatures can never keep the fire going. And then he comes home and he has to hunt for his slippers, which Maria's hid under the chiffonier. But it's sinful to sit here and talk about one's husband this way, especially when he's such a kind and gentle man. You ought to have had such a husband, Amelia. What? And what are you laughing at? And you see that he is true to me? Yes, I'm sure, because he told me himself that when I was touring in Norway that brazen Frederick came and tried to seduce him. Can you fancy anything so infamous? I'd have torn her eyes out if she came to see me while I was at home. But would you believe it? Frederick wasn't the only one. I don't know why the women are crazy about my husband. Perhaps they think he has influence about getting them theatrical engagements because he's connected with the government. Perhaps you were after him yourself. I didn't used to trust you all too much, but now I know he never bothered his head about you, and you always seem to have such a grudge against him in some way. Come and see us this evening, Amelia, and show us that you're not put out with us. Not put out with me, at any rate. I don't know why, but I think it would be terribly uncomfortable having you for an enemy. Maybe it's because I stood in your way. Or I don't know why in particular. Our acquaintance has been so queer. When I saw you for the first time, I was afraid of you. So afraid that I didn't dare let you out of my sight. No matter when or where, I always found myself near you. I didn't dare become your enemy, so I became your friend. But there was always discord when you came to our house, because I saw that my husband couldn't endure you. And it all seemed as a right to me as an ill-fitting gown, and I really did all I could to make him friendly towards you. But with no success until you became engaged. Then came a violent friendship between you, so that it looked all at once as though you both dared show your real feelings, only when you were secure. And how was it later? I didn't even get jealous, strange to say. And I remember at the christening, when you acted as godmother, I asked him to kiss you. He did so, and you became so confused, as it were. I didn't think about it then. Didn't think about it later, either. Haven't thought about it until. Why are you so silent? You haven't said a word this whole time, but you let me go on talking. You sat here and your eyes have reeled out of me all these thoughts which lay like raw soap thoughts. Suspicious thoughts, perhaps. Let me see. because it was your father's name. That's where I wear your colors, read your authors, eat your favorite dishes, drink your drinks. Chocolate, for instance. It's terrible. When I think about it, it's terrible. Everything came from you to me, even your passions. Your soul crept into mine like a worm into an apple, ate and ate, bored and bored, until nothing was left but the rind and the little black dust within. I wanted to get away from you, but I couldn't. You lay like a snake and charmed me with your black eyes. I felt that when I lifted my wings, they only dragged me down, 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 until I sank to the bottom, where you lay like a giant crab waiting to clutch me in your claws. And there am I now. I hate you. Hate you, hate you. And you only sit there silent. Silent and indifferent. Indifferent whether it's a new moon or a waning moon, Christmas or New Year's. Whether others are happy or unhappy. Without the power to love or to hate. As quiet as a rat by a storm hole. You couldn't sense your prey and capture it, but you can lie and wait for it. You sit here in the corner of your couch. Did you know it's called a rat trap for you? And check the papers to see if misfortune hasn't befallen someone, to see if someone hasn't given notice at the theater perhaps. You sit here and you calculate about your next victim and reckon on your chances of recompense like a pilot in a shipwreck. Poor Amelia! I pity you. Nevertheless, because I know you're unhappy. Unhappy like one who's been wounded. And angry because you are wounded. But I can't be angry with you, no matter how much I want to be, because you come out the weaker one. Yes. All that with Bob doesn't trouble me. What is that to me? And what difference does it make whether I learned how to drink chocolate from you or from somebody else? Besides, chocolate is very helpful. And if you taught me how to dress, all the better. It's only made me more attractive to my husband, so you lost and I won there. Well, judging from certain signs, I believe you've already lost him. And you certainly intended that I should leave him. Do as you did with your fiancé and regret, as you now regret. But I don't do that. We mustn't be too exacting. And why should I take only what others don't want? Perhaps. Take it all in all. I am at this moment the stronger one. You received nothing from me, but you gave me so much. And now I seem like a thief since you've awakened to find that I possess what is your loss. How could it be otherwise, when everything is so worthless and sterile in your hands? You can never keep a man's love with your passion and your tulips, but I can keep it. You can never learn how to live from your authors as I have learned. You have no little Eskel to cherish, even if your father's name was Eskel. And why are you so silent? Silent, silent. I thought it was strength. But perhaps it's because you have nothing to say, because you never think about anything. Now I'm going home. And take the tulips with me. Your tulips can never learn how to live from others. You can't bend. Therefore you broke, like dry stuff. But I won't break. Thank you, Amelia, for all your good lessons. Thank you for teaching my husband how to love. Now I'm going home to love him.